What's up, ass faces? Welcome back to Lab Session 18, Episode 18, Bet with Juice. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Sunday morning. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. I hope you guys got your donuts, your coffee, your OJ, whatever you need to get started because we got a big slate today. Yesterday's slate was awesome as far as sports. We had preseason football, you had baseball going on, you had UFC going on. UFC fights were great. Judges messed up some fights. I don't want to get into it. Sick and tired of it. You see, as you've seen before, the USC flag in the back, Giants hat on, former USC Trojan, Jackson Dart, turn Old Miss Rebel. Um, he balled out yesterday. Absolutely balled out against the Bills. I know it's just preseason, but there is no reason Russell Wilson should be starting in front of him week 1 of the NFL season. Jackson Dart is that dude. Um, I don't understand. Like I said, if you start Russell Wilson, it's just because he's the vet. But come week 2, week 3, Jackson Dart will be starting for the New York Giants. That'll be fun to see. The Bears are down 7-0 in their game against the Dolphins, but like I said, it's preseason, so who cares? Let's get into our slate from today, or actually, we'll get into our slip from yesterday first. Um, I only put out one slip. It was a very short episode yesterday. We went 1 for 4. Matt Olson got the job done. Juan Carlos Stanton only had one bag, needed another one, couldn't get it done. And Gleyber Torres, Bryan Reynolds did not do their jobs. It's all right. We move on. It wasn't the greatest slate yesterday. It was a lot of like pitchers matchups that were really good yesterday. So we move on. I do want to show you guys because I thought it was funny. After I got done golfing, I had a couple of slips, and I'll show you real quick. That got close. It's just funny because, like I said, preseason mixed with preseason football with baseball. Kyler Murray, Cortland Sutton, Jake Moody. Murray got the job done, and Cortland Sutton got 2 yards. That's why you're not. We have to stay away from preseason football. I got you, boss. We're staying away. And you got Alex Bregman and Yoshida from your Red Sox. Look at that. Look how I set that one up, boss man. Shout out to Don. Love you, dog. You had Bregman for 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, as well as Yoshida. They both went off. And then Cal Rayleigh, big dumper, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs as well. He had five. But that slip was 5 for 200. Missed it by two dudes. It's all good. Like I said, we should probably stay away from preseason football. And I think we will. I had this little $1 for 182. It's a little home run slip. You got Corbin Carroll, Machado, Otani, and Caminero for home runs. Um, I saw it this morning. Golf, drinking. It's a long day yesterday, so I woke up to this morning. I was like, damn, that was pretty close. Um, yeah, it's funny to see those slips sometimes, honestly. Same thing. I was interested in the UFC fights, I think, more than I was watching my Dodgers. We went 4 for 6 on that slip with Brandon Lowe actually on that as well. Um, I am yapping on about yesterday's stuff. Let's go ahead and get into today's slate and today's slip because some of the games have already started. Nothing has hit yet, nothing greened out. So let's go ahead and talk about the slip that is absolutely massive. Let me see if we can lock that in. There you go. But we only have 5 gentlemen going on the main slip. And sure enough, they started dropping the lineups when I got finished with the notebook. And so I took a gut slip that I had. This is why you make the notebook right here. I went across every game on the slate. I went with guys that I wasn't sure were going to be on the lineup or not. Turns out some of them are. And I circled stuff. I I have my certain notes. Blah 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 blah. You guys don't want to hear it. All you guys want to hear is what we got locked in for today. First game is Reds versus Pirates. Bryan Reynolds, he failed us yesterday. He's going on the gut slip today for 1.5 total bases. I believe he already had an at bat today. Has not gotten anything. Astros versus Yankees. Yankees, sorry. Max Max Fries. I think he dominates these guys today. Absolutely beats on the trash tros. Um, Judge, every time I tend to not bet on him, he hits a home run. So we have him on the home run slip today as well. But like I said, Max Fry probably dominates the Astros. So don't really have a prop in that game, except like I said, Judge. Marlins versus Braves next game. First gentleman on the main slip, Marcel Ozuna. Ozuna from the Braves. If you guys don't get that joke, sorry. You guys must not be on Twitter enough. Ozuna, 1.5 hits, runs RBIs. First guy, like I said, going on the slip. Next gentleman is from the Athletics. Athletics versus the O's today. You got Brent Rooker for a single. I want to go with his bases. I don't even think he gets. I think he gets a double today, and it sucks because they're not offering it. But I hope he goes off and he goes 3 for 4 today with one double, one single, and a home run. Almost hit the cycle. That'd be crazy, right? Right? Next game up, next gentleman on the slip, you got Kerry Carpenter versus the Angels. You got Angels versus Tigers. Um, I think he gets this pretty easily. Let me go look at his numbers real quick before I say anything and I just start blabbing on. Kerry Carpenter against Jack Kokanokakowicz. All right, it's 3 for 6, two singles, a double, batting 500 with one strikeout. Kerry Carpenter. Jack is not great against lefties, so we're just hoping that Kerry gets a double. Simple as that. Next, gentlemen, very next game, Guardians versus White Sox. Stephen Kwan, he seems to fail me every damn time I take him. Like he's on I feel like on a 10 game hitting streak right now, and I take him for 1.5 bases today, right on the main slip, and he's gonna fail me, right? I hope he does it for our sake. 3 for 4 against Davis Martin, three singles and a walk. He's batting leadoff. Actually, I could be wrong. I was waiting for that lineup to drop, but I think it already did. It should have. He should be batting leadoff. There's no reason why they would change that up on a Sunday. He's batting leadoff, so we're good. He should get 1.5 bases against this dude who he has good numbers against. Let's not overthink it. Um, you do have Mets versus Brewers. Next game, I wrote playoff baseball. I think it's a pitcher's duel. Buddy, can you keep it down? I'm trying to record over here. Thanks, man. He's all shaking himself off like I'm not recording. Uh, Playoff baseball, Mets versus Brewers. Let's see. I had it right here written down. You got Quinn Priester and Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea is on a strikeout slip for us today. Um, I just think it's a low scoring game. Like I said, Brewers, Mets. Just not a lot of runs scored. Just a pitcher's duel. Same as next game, you got Phillies versus Rangers. Zach Wheeler versus Patrick Corbin. Not a lot of runs scored. Even if there is, I am not taking anybody. Rangers seem to fail me, and I'm not taking any Phillies today. Like I said, Patrick Corbin could deal. They're at home today. Next game, you do have the next gentleman on our slip. You got Nationals versus Giants. I originally wanted to take Wilmer Flores because you have Mackenzie Gore, the lefty from the Nationals, pitching today. I did not know if Flores was going to start today. They hadn't dropped the lineup, and I also realized that Verlander, the 43-year-old, was pitching for the Giants today. So we took C.J. Abrams from the Nationals, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for the main slip. Flores is on the gut slip today, which I feel absolutely confident in as long as Bryan Reynolds gets something on his next at bat because he's doing kind of bad right now. Only one at bat so far, but we move on. Red Sox versus Padres. You got Brian Bello versus Dylan Cease. I do think another pitcher's duel, another low scoring game. But Yoshida has good numbers against Dylan Cease, which he's been bad this season, but the last two games he's been dealing. And I think he's getting in that mode where, hey, dude, we got to lock in. It's about to be playoff baseball. You know, lock out the noise and get locked in. So if Cease has a good game, that's why we stayed away from anybody. But Yoshida is actually on the gut slip, so maybe he gives up something to Matasaka. Who sees? Who knows? Next game, you do have Rockies versus D-backs. D-backs did trade a lot of people at the deadline as well, just like the Twins. But we got Brandon Pfaff. I think that's how you say his last name. We have 4.5 Ks. He's on our strikeout slip for today. And then you got Rays versus Mariners next game. Also, another gentleman on the strikeout slip, Brian Wu for 6.5 Ks. We're not taking any hitters in those two games, obviously. Then, like I said, I'll keep saying it. This is actually the last day that we have this game or the series. Blue Jays and Dodgers. You got Lawyer versus Glass now. I think it's Eric Lawyer. Lawyer. He's been pitching really good. He's a lefty. We're not taking anybody except Theo Oscar on the gut slip, and then obviously Otani for a home run because duh, it's right there. If you could see it. Oh, over here. Otani, duh, for a home run on the home run slip. Theo Oscar is outstanding against lefties. Like I said, that dude Eric Lauer has been really good. I just hope Theo gets hold of one or he gets on base and somebody brings him in. And that's going on the gut slip. Next game up is the Sunday night game. Should be an absolute banger. You got Cubs versus Cardinals. Shout out to Dome. I know you're gonna watch this tonight. Um, I'm rooting for you guys. I hope you guys have a great game against Sonny Gray. You got Shota Imanaga from the Cubs pitching. I think it's gonna be once again. You guys could hate it, but it's going to be a pitcher's duel. They're gonna go off. Um, I do. Where's that? Lock in, camera. There you go. Hey, there you go. Signed by me. I think it's gonna be a pitcher's duel. Lineups are not out for that game yet, so we won't bet anything on it until a little bit later, until they drop lineups. I do want to show you guys real quick the main slip, which is starting off pretty good because Kerry Carpenter has greened out live on channel. Like I said, first gentleman up, Marcel Ozuna, already top of the second. Pretty sure he's 0 for 1. We got 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Same thing with Brent Rooker. Bottom second, nothing yet. One single. And then Kerry Carpenter, 1.5 bases. He's already cashed it. He had the double. Stephen Kwan, 1.5 bases. Game is starting in about 6 minutes. CJ Abrams, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That is our main slip. That is the slip I made once I went through my entire notebook. I finished, in the lab. I got in there. This is our main slip. When I seen the Giants lineup drop, I had no other option but to take my boy, my one of my favorite players, honestly, since I've been watching baseball, Wilmer Flores. I love the dude, and he's absolutely dominant against lefties. Who he's going against today, Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals, who's been absolutely garbage. Oh, crap. I have Bryan Reynolds on the gut slip, like I said. 1.5 total bases. Brother, please cash it because I think everything else hits right here. I seriously think you got Zach Wheeler and Patrick Corbin, like I said, pitcher's duel. 12.5 strikeouts, so 13 combined. 6 and 6. I think Wheeler gets 8. That's easy. We cash that easily. Wilmer Flores, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs against Mackenzie Gore, the lefty who's just been so cheeks. Masataka Yoshida, he failed us yesterday. He gets 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs today. Trying to lock that in. Can't really get it. And Theo Oscar, the guy, number 37, from our boys. Get it? The Dodgers, the Doyers, against his former team, the Blue Jays. I think he gets it done today. I think he gets a solo shot, actually. So that is the gut slip. Another five legger, $10 to pay 230. The main slip was 13 to pay 300. So about the same payout for both, or not really. That's $70 off. You guys know my math is terrible. I appreciate you guys watching on this Sunday morning. It feels like it's 1 o'clock right now. But we need good luck from the Blue Owl and Anakin Skywalker. Love you guys. Cheers. I'm about to go swimming in the lazy river. I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bet with Juice. Have a good one.